How does the rest of your day shape out typically on a show day like today?
We'll rehearse at 12. You know, I'm in usually 9 or 10. We rehearse at 12 with the band in the band room in here. You know, you'll see everybody comes in, and then we move out to the set at 1 o'clock till probably either 2 or 2:30. We get some lunch, get into makeup, and do a show, and we're done by 5:45 usually, and I'm off to a gig somewhere. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah,
you know, to
true.
work and play. I wasn't really interested in being an artist or songwriter or for that matter a virtuoso guitar player. You know, for me it was about the ensemble, making a band happen, and it's what I wanted to do. So I'm lucky in that I don't feel like I've settled for anything. And I'm lucky to be working for a guy like Conan that's a music head and also family oriented, and kept us all together, you know, after we washed the stink off the situation over at Universal. You know.
Yeah, I'm saying every night you guys have fantastic.
Well, you know, we
guests.
have Jim Pitt booking here, and he's got a lot of interesting stuff. You know, his agenda is to mix it up, and I'll usually know if there's something on that I don't like so much. It's really happening for the kids.
Yeah,
there's some great things, man. That band, I can't stop thinking about this band called Beware of Darkness that was on, and how great they were. Not only the energy, but the Zeppelin-ness of it. Like they had that energy that Zeppelin had when they were new. And of course, when I saw Wolfmother, you know those guys, I said, "Oh, these guys are thinking about guitar tones." Wilco comes on, and they have Nels Cline, the scientist genius on lead guitar. But then you have one of the best songwriters in the business with Tweedy, singer, great person. It comes out in the music. We're not so mainstream, so we're not thinking too much about Madonna or someone like that. We're thinking about the next Madonna. You know, the first band we had on was Radiohead when nobody ever heard of them. I think we're still continuing that.
Very good.
You know, we had the Black Keys on. Nobody knew who they were for years, and now all of a sudden, you know. But that's nice to see people keep going on. You know, because today it's such a quick business. It's so. Your record happens. If it doesn't, next one doesn't happen, you're done. You know, so there was no development like we used to have. You'll think you've seen everything guitar-wise, and then somebody will come up with a sound you never heard before, and that's the thing about youth.
Any advice of what to do or what not to do when you're playing your first TV show as a guitarist?
Oh, you mean when you come on?
Yeah.
Don't leave your guitar in the dressing room where it's nice and warm, and take it out onto a cold stage. Leave the guitars out on the cold stage so they stay in tune. The temperature difference between the dressing room and the studio is big. You're supposed to keep going if you make a mistake.
Yeah.
And then if there's something drastically wrong, you know, they can tape the segment again. But the worst thing is to stop. Like the other day, somebody stopped like twice. Something wasn't going right.
Guest artist?
Yeah. And it's not as good as go through it and then say something. We got to do that again, you know, because we will do it again. Let's finish the show first. Neil Young on Saturday Night Live playing "Rockin' in the Free World" is a perfect example. Strings kept breaking, and he kept going. And it's probably the most classic television performance. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but you should. If you haven't, anyone out there, you should Google that. Neil Young, Saturday Night Live, "Rockin' in the Free World." He's got Charlie Drayton playing bass and Steve Jordan on drums, and Poncho's playing rhythm. And it's the best rock and roll. And Neil, by the end of the song, has like 3 strings left on the guitar, but he keeps going. And that's, if he had stopped, we wouldn't have that. It wouldn't be the greatest performance ever. So, yeah, bear with it. Just go through it.
Well, thank you so much for saying hi to Guitar Player Magazine.
And by the way, I've been reading it from the old Tom Wheeler days, from the original publication, you know, and learned a lot, and I still can. I used to read Tedesco's column, and Lee Ritenour had a column. I think maybe Larry Carlton's been writing for years there, and learned a lot about chord fragments from Larry's article. I still tell him when I see him, you know, breaking down those big chords into triads was one of the most important building blocks in my playing. And still, I will marvel at what guys are transcribing and teaching, and I know you yourself do some of that, and that's what makes these magazines special.